Happy Tuesday morning. It is Susan. I'm trying to get my camera and everything situated here. I don't go live a lot, so it takes a little bit to get everything set up here. I sat down at my desk here to kind of do some stuff, and I thought, you know what? I might as well go live. Let me check my channel here. Trying to see, make sure I'm on here and mute my computer. Check my channel here. Trying to see. Okay, looks like we're good. Looks like we're good. Okay. And y'all, things are backwards. Oh well, things are backwards. It's what it is. Hey. Hey, Miss Stacy. Hey, Tanisha. Y'all, it's getting close to the end of the year, and I hadn't been live, and I haven't done like a big walkthrough of all my stuff for this year, so I thought that I would get on and do that. Ignore the mess. I've got a stack of things here that I'm working on. I am excited that this planner that I won from Planning with Kay, that she pre-decorated, y'all, I'm glad I checked it, because guess what? I was able to write in it for yesterday. I'm using this for my memory keeper because it's already decorated. And I know this year I have worked on like every other day I would decorate for 2 days in my memory keeper. This relieves any thought about how to do that, how to decorate it. Do I want a theme? Do I whatever? This is already decorated. All I have to do is write in it, so that relieves a lot of the time spent trying to come up with something. So it's perfect. And y'all, I'm going to use this all year long. I love it. It's just beautiful. And before now, I was using an A5 and a Filofax cover. I was hole punched in the A5 and putting a Filofax cover. And then at the end of the year, well, if you don't want to file your whole Filofax, what do you do with all these pages? And they're loose and all that. So I figured maybe I'll start doing this every year. And it's an easy way to archive and save the memories, you know? Anyway, so that's what that one is. And I went ahead and got that done. This one is, y'all don't laugh at me, I'm going to call it my pre-planner. Because now, y'all know stuff happens. I ordered it from Temu, right? It's supposed to be a day a page. Okay. Well, you see that some days are, some pages are 2 days. But wait, it's not the weekend on 2 pages. 1 week, it's Monday and Tuesday on 2 pages. The next week, or not even the next week, it's the same week, Friday and Saturday are on 2 pages. So then we have Monday and Tuesday, on 1 page, the 2 days. Hey Daniela, how are you? I hope y'all are doing good. I think a lot of people are still off work for holidays and all that. But anyway, so this book, there's no rhyme or reason. I don't know why you put Monday and Tuesday on a page, and on 1 page. Wednesday gets a page, Thursday gets a page, Friday and Saturday share a page, and Sunday gets a page. And then Monday and Tuesday share a page. It makes no sense to me. So I'm calling this my pre-planner. This is what I'm going to keep on the desk and just scribble in notes or whatever before they go into my good planner, real planner, tracker kind of stuff. I've got 2 of these little books that are going to be in my purse, in my little leather wallet agenda cover. Y'all know I don't like, I hate dating these things. I hate it. I don't like my handwriting. I thought I did good. I thought I went through and did both books, set it for the year. Then I started looking at it, and my days were 2 days off. Like this date is supposed to be a Wednesday. Well, that meant going back and white out over the little Monday and marking the Wednesday, not too much. So I decided that I would just pre-decorate the months with a color each month. Like you can tell, January is purple, February, I skipped over to red for Valentine's Day. It's a good way to use up your stash, I think. And then March will be green for St. Patrick's Day. Anyway, so I pulled out my washi and did that. I got out my stamp pads. Y'all know it's not my favorite to have to stamp every day because you have to change everything. Like January, it was easy. Hit the ink, hit the page, hit the ink, hit the page. Well, then when you start doing the day of the week and the date, you have to keep changing. So I haven't put the dates and days in here yet. I've got to do that. And like I said, I've got 2 of them. And those will fit in my little leather, that Patricia Nash leather agenda wallet that I like to carry. And let me see, where did I put it? So I have this one, and then I have, where did I put, look, I'm trying to figure out where I put it. I put it somewhere, y'all. It's over here somewhere. I don't know where. I have another one just like this, and then I have a small, where did I put that book? I have a small 2 years in one book that's the same size. So if I find, y'all, I'm looking for it. If I find that I want to have the whole year in front of me, I'll put that one in, but it won't be a day a page. It's like a week on 2 pages. And y'all, I do not know where I put it. The brain, the brain, the brain, the brain. The brain has a mind of its own. Oh, here it is. Look, y'all. Look, right in front of me. I'm telling you, it couldn't have been any closer. So I have these 2. This one is January through June, and then this one is July through December. And then those are from Temu. They're very inexpensive. I like the paper. There is some bleed through or shadowing. But a lot of what you see is where the ink wasn't dry here and I closed the book. So that's on me. But that's going to be covered up now anyway. So there. This little book is 2 years in one little book. And I got it from Dollar Tree. And it actually was $1.25. So y'all, you cannot beat that. So I'm going to start out with these. If I find that carrying one of these and only having 6 months at a time in there just isn't working, I'll carry this because it fits in that little wallet also. Now let me find my January. That I can tell January because look how much fatter it is already. And first, that's just 2 months in there. That'll be fun to do though. That'll be a fun little book to carry. Like if I'm going to be out for the day, I can have that in my wallet if I want to, and then just have this in my purse to write whatever quotes, a quote a day, a Bible scripture for the day, whatever. But I want to show y'all that one. And we are going to decorate this week so I can plan here. I've got some things I need to put on here. But one of my most popular videos, still one of the earliest ones I did, and it's still a very popular one. I'm trying to, was how to get started planning and journaling for like $10 or under $10. There, that's better, huh? That's better. How to start journaling or planning for under $10. That still gets hundreds of views every month. So I feel like I need to go back to those roots because I do. I don't use composition books all the time anymore. They're good for just scribbling stuff and way future kind of planning. Like if I'm thinking about Christmas decorations for next year, I can scribble stuff in and then refer back to it when it's closer to time or move it to where it needs to go or whatever. They're just good for scribbling, grocery list or whatever. But I had so much positive feedback from that and so many views, I thought maybe I needed to go back to showing how to do that. So that's kind of what this, I'm going to show y'all. I bought these during the back to school sale, so they were 50 cents each at Walmart. While I was setting up some pages in this one, I found that this particular brand, I don't know about other ones, but this particular brand doesn't have enough lines for me to number 1 to 31. That bothers me. Like for tracking purposes, I would have to have 1 on this top line here to get 31 to the bottom for tracking. And I don't really, that doesn't make me happy. But anyway, so I thought I would just do sample layouts in this book and show. I did glue pages together. I didn't get the whole book done just because I hadn't sat down long enough to do it. I've been doing other stuff. It makes your paper a little thicker. It also helps not have bleed through, because these are, I used Papermate Flare. They did bleed through. So gluing the pages together helps with that. But this is just a layout that's good. I'm actually keeping like a housekeeping log and journal for this coming year, and marking off, like tracking as I do things. I think it's this book. Y'all, I don't know yet, because the colors, these two colors are so similar. I know one is my housekeeping, this one. And I drew out 2 years, and then I put this here. I did each month, and I'll have dailies, which are these daily chores that I'll do every day. And then weekly, I have different stuff each day, an additional thing. And then on Wednesday, I choose a monthly, a seasonal, or biannual task and add that in on Wednesdays in addition to my daily. So on Monday, I would do my dailies and I would do laundry. Tuesday, I would do my dailies and one of these monthly chores. Wednesday, y'all, and look at me. I did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, I would do my dailies, catch up on anything that I missed from Monday or Tuesday, and then add, like, clean the kitchen appliances. That's usually like a whole day thing in addition to your dailies. Then I would mark it off in here that I did the kitchen. The next Wednesday, I could do catch up and clean the refrigerator and pantry out. The next, did I say Monday? I meant Wednesday. The next Wednesday, I would do my dailies, scrub the sinks and showers. And then I could mark off January. I've done all my monthlies for January, right? Or I could pick one monthly thing like the kitchen appliances and wash comforters and shams. So I can fill these in on weekends or on that Wednesday catch-up day. Thursday is a regular bathroom day where I clean the sinks and showers and toilets and sweep and mop and all that. But then you have your monthly things, and then you have your seasonal things, dusting the blinds, fans, and lights. I actually end up taking those down and washing them because you can dust your light fixtures, but when you take it down and wash it, it's like a whole new thing. Crazy. Washing comforters or quilts and shams, I do that more often than seasonally, but I'm leaving it there, just keep me on track. Wiping down the kitchen or washing the kitchen cabinets and bathroom cabinets. Biannual is deep clean the couches, which is take all the cushions off and vacuum down deep and all that. Window and door tracks, clean out dressers and wash windows. And I'll add other things in there as I need them. I have a list in here that I kind of like also, where you focus on each month. You have a room that you focus on, and in that room, you vacuum and wash your baseboards that month. You clean your light fixtures that month. You wash or vacuum your rugs, vacuum and spot clean furniture. So with this and this is what I'll actually be doing. I'll be tracking it in here, over here. I'll be writing down what I'm doing each day, and then I think I'm going to fix up a tracker. I made a page for my favorite cleaning products, and then I think I'll have a tracker where I can make sure I'm getting these things done. But this is a sample layout, and a good way to use the composition book. And y'all, I used the Papermate Flare pens. You can catch them on sale, but to me, the best way to get colored pens inexpensively is to use the Crayola little skinny marker, the Crayola Super Tips. And you get tons of colors for cheap. This is an example of a monthly layout in here in a composition book. I have to admit, I do prefer a graph composition book or a dot grid composition book because you don't have to do all the measuring. Here I had to do measuring. I made it fill the page from the red margin to the red margin on the other side. And I've got a place for appointments, birthdays, anniversary. I've got a little color code for projects like deep clean couches, clean the blinds, fans, and lights, and kitchen appliances, and I'll just mark which day I did that. Got a little key, like the S means Shannon is off work. That's a doctor's appointment for me. It's right here. This is Lisa Marie's birthday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But this, you might not like using it like that. So I found a way to draw them out bigger where you've got room to write in on the day. And that's the same month with all the same information. It's just a little different layout. I did it with just a black pen. I used a Sharpie S-Gel. You can use colored pens if you like that. Look, my page is coming unstuck there. You can use colored markers or pens if you want to. Now the Sharpie S-Gel I used to get this on one page, because if you start using those Crayola Super Tips, you're going to lose writing space. You know what I'm saying? So I did one with a Crayola Super Tip on a full page. And y'all, I'm going to link the composition book. I am going to link the markers. I use, where did I put my pencil? The big 0.7 millimeter automatic pencil or mechanical pencil is from Walmart. I use that. I use the Pentel polymer erasers. They come in a 3-pack. I'll link that. And then the markers I'm talking about are, let me get it. Let me get one. Occasionally I use the fat ones, but not usually. Usually I'm using like this. I guess it's a Crayola fine tip maybe, and then the Crayola Super Tips. And just so you know, you would think blue would be the same color blue in every box of Crayola markers, right? It's not. And now I'm looking at my fat ones and I don't even see the blue one. I wonder if it fell down in the bag. It probably fell down in the bag, because I know that I have a fat blue Crayola marker. How could you not? It's a pack of 11 colors. Oh, there it is. You would think that would all be the same color blue. They're not exactly the same color blue. And in fact, I have this Super Tip, which looks a little bit different from that one. And then this Super Tip, which is another blue. Anyway, I'm going to link these little skinny ones, Super Tips, and the fat ones. So you see how inexpensively you can do this. And for here, I actually used this marker, and I used the gray marker, and then I use just a black skinny marker, fine tip marker. This is what it looks like. But you could use like a Sharpie or something like that. And that's a way to get a month on 2 pages and have room for notes over here. So, yeah, I'm trying to show, again, go back to showing ways that this can be done on a pretty extreme budget, because it can be. I'm going to finish gluing the pages together and just practice different layouts and things through here, how to make a reading journal. This is what I have. I use a separate book from mine. This is what I did for this year. And I'm not sure when I started it. Let's see. I did a lot more than I'm going to do this year. I started out 2025 by drawing the bookcases, and that worked fine. I would color it in, number the book, and then over here, by the coordinating number, I would write the title, the author, and the date that I finished it. And that went fine for a while. I filled the bookcase and was like, you know what, I'm not doing that again because it's redundant. Why am I doing it? And if I had stuck with the same colors, maybe it would be different. I would feel different. I don't like the book. I don't like the paper. I think that's my biggest problem. Anyway, so I glued in things that I found in magazines, book reviews and things like that I found in magazines. I glued in here. I did some little book review pages. Did a little bit of decorating. These are some little summaries of books that I want to read. And then these I want to read. They came from magazines. This was a week that I did kind of a readathon or reading sprint to see how many books I could read in a week. This is a review about a book that I want to read. So then I quit doing the bookcase and just went to the book, the author, and the date I finished it. And that's 182 there. Then I made a November and December to be read list. This was already in here. I had already put that in there. More books here, y'all. I read a lot. More books here. There's my November little to be read tip in. These are all the November books, all the books I actually got read in November. They were all Thanksgiving themed books. And then for December, I started out with a list of 6 that I wanted to read. And I've got 8. I started printing out pictures of the cover with one of the little thermal printers. It's not my favorite. I would rather have like a Canon Ivy or something like that, but I just don't want to spend the money on it, y'all. I'm being tight, you know? So here's some more of the Christmas books I read. I listed them and put their pictures over here, the cover picture. And I've read more since then. I don't know where. I guess I'll maybe glue those pages together, and I don't know. These are notes that I did for next year. But I'm not using this book next year. I've got a different book that I'm using for reading next year. It is in this bag. This is my bag, like my house purse bag. I know, I'm a nerd. I've got my little thermal printer in here. Ooh, that's tight, huh? I've got my little thermal printer in here. I keep my Kindle in here. I have a book that I'm starting January 1st, in addition to my regular scripture writing and devotional. I'm starting this 30-day devotional. And this is the book I'm using for reading next year. Look at the little key ring or charm. Isn't that cute? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And this is how I'm starting it off, 2026 reading. This page is where I will record characters' names, because you know how Sloan, Maverick, Ashley, you see the same names over and over. This is for the names, authors' names. Isn't that funny? That was an idea that I saw somebody else have. This one, actually, I'll have to find the name on Instagram. It's two sisters in Mississippi that do like reading or scrapbooking, different themed boxes, and you pay for a certain number of pieces, and they record while they're pulling those pieces. Like they have like the little gumball cases, and they'll pull out however many you're paying for, and then open them up, and whatever's inside there they send you. But you probably could order one of these straight from them. I won a giveaway, and it was like this, and they knew I liked to read. They knew I liked pink stuff. They knew that I did journaling. So I got like a pink pen, a pink marker, a pink highlighter, a pack of pink Post-it notes, this, a glass, you know, one of the can glasses or glass cans, I don't know what you call that, with like a reading bookcase around it. Those little book review forms that I showed you, this little form that I put in here. It was a pad of these little book reviews, and it had this bookmark, which is really cool, and then this little, looks like a checkout thing, and a little library pocket, and some gold stars to review books with. It was just it was a box just full of fun little things like that. But I will, I can't think of the name right now. I'll go, because I still have their message in Instagram. I will send the name to you in Instagram, Tanisha, because if they don't have a website selling that stuff, and they only do the kits, you could order one of the like 20-piece boxes and request that. Or like I said, maybe they would let you just buy the little key ring. But I love it, y'all. It's so fun. Anyway, so this is for all my character names. Then here I'm going back to my basic title, author, and I'm going to give the books a rating, because one of the things I want to do this year is do some book reviews on YouTube. That's kind of the kind of nerd I am. And what I did here, this is a tracker for me to read at least 30 minutes a day. I marked off, like, I stopped at the 28th, highlighted every other month just to make it easier, and then grade off the days that are not in that month. And as I read 30 minutes a day, I'll just mark it off. And then I will start my, I'll like use these pages for maybe a half page per book to do my little reviews. The reviews are going to be short and simple. People, plot, and prose. Like Prose. And then a rating. People, plots, pros, and points. Something like that. Very short little review. But that's what I'm using for reading this year. And I don't even keep it at my desk, because I don't read here at my desk. So it just makes sense to keep it in my little reading book. And since these are set up less like lessons and more reading, you know, it's kind of a short story that's real, a true story, and then a prayer and a question. I can do this anywhere, so I'll keep that in my little reading bag / house purse. Sometimes I have more stuff in here, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have to use a big one for my reading or for my house purse. But get my Kindle back in there. So I have my little printer in there. So, whoops. So that's how I'll be doing for my reading this year. And I'll show some samples of reading layouts in here. Let's see. This was last year. Well, this year. I'm so ready to get past it, y'all. This one is my touch of my housekeeping, and the way I know that is because it has a little key, like a house key. My cousin gave me a little bag of charms at Christmas, so that's cool. This one, I have to remember what I have it for, because, oh, I do. This is my social media tracker. It's penciled in because I can't make a good decision about it. I know that sounds ridiculous. It's penciled but I can't because I can't make a good decision about Lord, it. Let me mute myself. I have it kind of penciled out here to draw a month. And then over here in this little column, I have my YouTube goal. If it was met, yes or no, the date it was met, my beginning number, and my ending number. And then I think these squares will be big enough for me to write if I did a post, a short, a live, or a video each day, and where I did it. And then at the end of the month, I can do the total YouTube post, YouTube shorts, YouTube lives, YouTube videos, Instagram post, or, you know, I think I've still got room to do that. So I'll probably only draw out January. Then I have pages for notes about things like our loop groups and stuff like that. Loop group themes, kind of a shopping list if I know I've got a theme coming up that I have nothing to go with it. I know I need to get a pack of stickers or some washi or something like that. So this is my social media one. And y'all, these are light linen. I wanted to have a cover, kind of cover it, but like a title, but I don't want to write on it. So I may see if I can find A5 plastic covers to put on them and then write on top of that or put paper between it. I even thought about using brown, like, you know, the brown packing paper and making them old-timey book covers to put on them so I could write on it and just have a cover on it. But that's what those are for. And if you've been watching, you may or may not have heard that February 3rd, I have my first consult with a surgeon to do a hiatal hernia repair and bariatric surgery. So this book I started back in October, about the first phone call that I got about that referral, and made notes since then, different phone calls and things. And I know there are so many things you have to keep track of. Oh, you're so sweet, Tanisha. You are so sweet. I know there are a lot of things you have to keep track of after surgery, but I thought, you know, if I start in January, it'll already be an established habit. And I thought, okay, I can track my steps, minutes of exercise, whether it's walking or dancing or whatever, protein, carbs, calories, sugar, and water. And then over here, weight, whether I do it daily or weekly. One word to describe how I feel each day. And then over here is where I can track my medicine. I've got them separated by 3 a.m., 8 a.m., noon, and bedtime. And then if I take anything extra like Mucinex or ibuprofen. And I'm not setting up the whole year. I'm just doing this 1 month at a time to see how it works. That way, if I need to make changes, I can make changes. I'll also have room to write in here what happens at a doctor's appointment, because I know that after the consult, I still have to do a psychiatric evaluation. I have to meet with a nutritionist to do an educational program. I have to have an upper GI done, and I have to have an EKG done, and I have to have lab work done. I have to do all that. So this will be a place where I can keep up with those things. So that's that explains the sticker. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. it's going to be hard, and I know it's going to be hard, but I could conceivably be back at a healthy weight that I haven't seen in 32 years. I'm not diabetic yet. I don't have high cholesterol yet. I do have some of the other comorbidity factors that they look at when they're considering bariatric surgery. The surgery would solve those things and possibly get me off of some of my mental health medications, which would be so great. Because I feel like I pump my body. You saw that this is what I take in a day. Now, these are not all different medications. Some of them is just one medication, but I have to take it 3 times a day. Some of them I take twice a day, and I've got it listed twice if I have to take it twice so that I can mark it off. But I feel like I pump my body full of so many chemicals, and I would love to be able to not do all of that anymore. So that's that, right? Okay, so we've got the health book, we've got the household book, we've got the social media book. This one is to be my second, let me see. Oh, because my scripture writing book is almost full. This is my scripture writing book. And it holds 3 months. I started it in November. Girl, I have been on different kinds of antidepressants for 28 years, 29 years. And there have been times when I got arrogant and thought I didn't need them, and I would quit, or I would not have insurance with a particular job, and I would go off my medicine. And I learned there's a limit. 3 months is my limit. 3 months. 3 months without medication, and then I start becoming a person who should probably be pecked for 72 hours, you know. Anyway, so I'm learning that they are a blessing when you need them. I know that, but I'm hoping to make changes that will eliminate that need. Anyway, that's that. So I started my scripture writing. This book started in November, and I think I figured up it'll get me through March. I use 2 pages a day, and I started writing, just fill a page with scripture. Back here, November 30th, I was at Psalms 144. Today, I wrote from Proverbs chapter 8 and started Proverbs chapter 9. Then for this page, I used the little Our Daily Bread devotional book. I grew up going to Baptist churches, and every church I went to, they had these on a little table at the front of the church or the back of the church. They were free. I get them directly from Our Daily Bread, and that's where I got the other book, that other devotional book as well that I'm starting in January. But I use 2 pages a day. I usually decorate it with just some washi. I don't usually do stickers because it takes up a lot of room, but I usually do washi, either seasonal or what kind of mood I'm in that day. I think I put a sticker on here. I put some stickers. It's just, it depends on the mood I'm in that day. It could be seasonal. It could be something that goes with what I'm wearing that day. This was part of a washi exchange, and I was so excited that I used it. I used neon in the middle of December. Anyway, so that's what this book is for, and then this will be the second one that starts in March. And I like it. Yeah, no, my favorite though is a dot grid book. I love a good dot grid, but this is perfect to use for that because I can check the little weather, check the day, put the date. So that'll be fine. And I don't get into all the, like, it needs to have this fancy paper, blah, 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 blah. I don't get into all that for these kinds of things because it's pen and paper. And the point is putting pen to paper. These things are never going to end up in a library, you know. It's not like that. So this will get me through like March. Then I'll go to that one. And then I actually have another one after that. I try to keep a little, kind of a small stash of dot grid ones and lined ones. But that'll go for that one. And I know, Tanisha, you remember your Grace Reset checklist, and I told you I was going to do a book. Look what I've been doing. This is my Grace Reset book. And every day, well, on Monday, I pick a scripture for the week and an affirmation for the week. And every day, I write the checklist. I release a worry. I meditate on the scripture and rewrite it. Name what I'm grateful for and what kind of act of kindness I'm doing for myself. And it could be something like putting on fresh nails, or it could be something like, as an act of kindness for myself today, I'm going to go into the bedroom and purge my shoes because I just have too many shoes, and it will make my life a little less complicated when it's time to get dressed and go someplace. It could be that simple. I'll treat myself to extra reading time with a cup of hot tea. For myself, I'll eat right so that I feel better. Just things like that. And I'm allowed to, I can do it plain. I'm allowed to decorate if I want to. I don't have to. I practice little fall leaves, you know. But yes, so thank you for that. And this little charm, actually, I don't know if you remember, because I'm not sure how old you are, and this was something when my girls were little. Remember when Walmart had those tiny bonbons, nail polishes, and little tubes of lip gloss that were like 99 cents? And they had all the colors under the sun. Oh, my girls loved them, and it was easy to pick up a 99-cent nail polish, and we could go home and do our nails, and that was a big treat, you know? Yes, girl, I don't throw stuff away. I donate everything. We have a little thrift store that I actually opened walking distance from our house, and the proceeds go to help support one of the local churches. So I donate there. They know me well. They know me well. But the little love keychain was clipped onto the end of one of the lip glosses. So I've had this for years. And I just put it on here because it's a reminder that I am worth it and to love myself. And it matches. So that goes on there. Hey, Karen, how are you? So this is, look, I forgot to put that up. That is, will follow up my purple journal. I don't even really need it over here. The purple Bible study, scripture writing. Girl, right? Do you remember the first time probably your parents got dial-up internet? Ding, 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 ding. Oh, that wasn't my parents, though. I was already married with kids before we had internet. Because I'm older. I'm older. Well, I'm glad you're doing good, Karen. Popping in. Are you off work or is your lunch break? I bet you're on here on your lunch break, aren't you? I don't blame you. Not at all. Anyway, about age. Yeah. What? Girl, the dial-up internet wears you out. I've been saying for years that I intend to live to be at least 100 years old. And that's one other reason I'm going through with this whole idea of surgery and stuff, because I've been saying for years I want to live to be at least 100, but I want to be active. I want to be weeding my flower beds. I want to be growing vegetables. I want to be walking the neighborhood or the mall or whatever. I want to be an active 100. And anything beyond that is a bonus. But I know that there's a lot of stuff God has that I need to do. And I'll never get it all done. I have books to write. I'll never get it all done if I don't live to be at least 100, right? So I am in the second half of my life. I'll be 60 this summer. So, anyway, so I'm in this, I feel like I'm in the second half of my life, and I'm okay with that. I have a lot of years to look back on, and I believe I have a lot of years to look forward to. I'm going to give y'all a peek. I need to decorate this week so I can do my planning in it. You know the black and white theme for Wednesday? I threw some green in with it. That's my black and white layout for Wednesday's loop group. I'm giving y'all a peek. I like it. But anyway, I go on too long and too far. I think I pulled washi to go with this. Maybe I did not. These are from Echo Park, and they're kind of, thank you, Tanisha. Girl, I'm old enough to be everybody's mama. Everybody, just about everybody's mama except my own mama's mama. I'm that old. Anyway. And I waited to have kids. I was 29 when I had my first one. So I had friends who were having grandkids before I had my last baby. I was 33 when I had my last one, and I had friends with grandkids at that point. It's crazy. But anyway, I liked this so much that I thought I would continue kind of with this. Yeah, I'm excited about seeing what everybody has. I actually had a washi tape that I wanted to use, but I couldn't. I ordered stickers to go with it. They didn't get here in time. Well, they didn't get here at all, actually. And I was afraid if I ordered them again, it wouldn't get here in time. Look at this washi tape. It would have been perfect for a black and white layout. Ugh. For black and white and New Year's Eve. Golly. Look at this washi tape. Can you see that? It's party hats and gold mask and gold and white balloons and the black background and champagne glasses and gifts. It would have been perfect. I hope y'all can see that. I'm trying to get it back in line here. It would have been perfect for the black and white layout. Okay, y'all forgive me. I don't do live a lot, so I don't know what you can see. Up here. No, down here. No, up there. Needs to go up. Anyway, this would have been perfect. And I ordered black and white stickers that represented what I will be doing New Year's Eve. And it was a girl in her black and white pajamas, sitting in a black and white chair with a black and white blanket reading, because that's what I'll be doing. And they didn't come in. So I just canceled the order and decided to go with this. I think this was either, I think it was with the washi exchange that I did with Eurasia. She included so many extra goodies. I felt bad because I sent her like 8 or 10 different kinds of washi. She sent me all kinds of stickers and a sticker kit. Now, I'm glad she did, because y'all know I've never ordered a sticker kit in my life. There are companies I look at that I like, and some that I'll look at and I think I would never use the colors. It's just not my thing. Some are expensive, but these are from Exo Mama Plans, and her prices are really good. I was very impressed with her prices. So, yeah, I like that. This is from that kit. I had the washi already. So all of these stickers and borders are from that kit. The days of the week,